All right, let's pull back the curtain on the invisible engine that makes all of our online shopping actually work. We're going to dive into the tech that makes sure when you order a blue shirt, you get a blue shirt and, that your payment info stays safe and sound.
Seriously, think about it. It kind of feels like magic, right? You tap a button and a few days later, a package just shows up at your door. But behind that one simple click is this perfectly timed dance between two huge, powerful systems that most of us never even think about. So what is really going on in those milliseconds after you hit that button?
Okay, so this is where it all starts. The biggest point of confusion and the key to understanding the whole shebang is the difference between the internet and the World Wide Web. Now, we all use these words like they're the same thing, but they are totally different. The internet, that's the physical hardware, the actual infrastructure. And the web, well, that's the service, the software that runs on top of it. Get this distinction down and everything else will just click into place.
So let's start with the foundation itself, the internet. The absolute best way to picture the internet is to think of it like a giant global railway system. I mean, it's the physical tracks laid down all across the planet, connecting basically every city and town in the digital world. And what are these tracks actually made of? Well, we're talking about real physical stuff. Massive buildings full of servers, thousands upon thousands of miles of fiber optic cables running under the ocean, even that little router blinking away in your living room. It is the tangible, physical network that lets data travel from point A to point B.
Now, you might be wondering, how do these tracks make sure that the information, like your order, doesn't just get lost or scrambled along the way? The answer is this brilliant set of rules called TCP/IP. Think of it as the universal language of the internet, the master conductor that guarantees every piece of data gets to where it's going perfectly intact. So here's how this magic trick works. When you place an order, TCP/IP doesn't just send it in one big chunk. Nope, it chops it up into these tiny, numbered pieces called packets. Now, these packets might all take different routes to get to the server, like cars taking different roads to the same city. But because each one is numbered, they can be put back together in the exact right order at the end. It's an incredible system, and it's why your order for shoes never accidentally arrives as hosed. So because of this physical infrastructure, e-commerce gets two amazing superpowers. First, global connectivity. It completely shatters geography, right? A seller in India can connect with a buyer in New York like they're next door. And second, real-time data exchange. That little message that says only 2 left in stock, that's only possible because the internet allows for constant, instant communication between a warehouse scanner and the website's database. Okay, so we've laid down all the tracks. But tracks are useless without a train. And if the internet is our physical railway, then the World Wide Web, well, that's the train itself. It's the vehicle we use to actually move stuff around on those tracks.
Right, so this is the part we all actually see and touch every day. The web isn't the cables and the servers. It's the network of websites, the product pages, the checkout portals, all the things you access with your browser. It's the colorful, friendly digital storefront that's built right on top of the raw infrastructure of the internet.
Now, when you're on that train inside that digital storefront, you need to know you're safe. And that brings us to the language of the web, which is called HTTP. But for shopping online, the only version that really matters is HTTPS. And that single extra letter, that S, well, it changes everything. That S stands for secure, and believe me, it is absolutely essential. It means there's a secret code, a layer of encryption between your browser and the website's server. So even if a hacker could somehow intercept your credit card number, all they'd see is a jumbled, useless mess of characters. For online shopping, this is completely non-negotiable. And beyond just security, the web is what gives us the shopping experience itself. Hyperlinks are what let you jump effortlessly from an ad you saw to the product page. And the fact that the web can host high-quality photos and videos, that gives you a realistic look at what you're buying, which is so important for building trust and, honestly, for making sure you don't have to return it. Okay, so we've got the tracks, the internet, and we've got the train that runs on them, the web. Now for the really cool part. Let's see how they actually work together to get that package to your door accurately and safely. This is really the key question, isn't it? How does this raw global hardware combine with the friendly visual software to make sure every single step of your purchase goes off without a hitch? Let's just walk through this. Take inventory accuracy. The internet provides the physical connection for a scanner in a warehouse to talk to a database. The web then takes that raw data and just displays a simple in-stock label for you. Easy. Or how about price consistency. The internet's job is to push a price update to servers all over the world, where the web is smart enough to show you that price in your local currency with the right taxes. For order tracking, the internet is what connects the seller to FedEx's system, but it's the web that gives you that cool, user-friendly map so you can watch your package move. And finally, payment security. The internet handles the heavy lifting, routing your transaction through secure banking networks. And the web, it gives you that little padlock icon, that HTTPS signal that tells you everything is okay.
So why did we just go through all these technical details? Because this perfectly coordinated system, it's not just a cool piece of engineering. It's the absolute bedrock of our trust in the entire digital economy.
So if you only take one thing away from our chat today, let it be this. The internet is the physical tracks that span the entire globe. The World Wide Web is the train we built to ride on top of those tracks. You simply cannot have one without the other.
And the beautiful result of this partnership is something called a single source of truth. All that really means is that the price you see, the stock number you're shown, and the tracking info you get are all consistent and reliable. And that reliability, that's what makes billions of dollars of e-commerce possible every single day.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty interesting thought. The internet, those tracks, has proven to be an unbelievably strong and flexible foundation. The web was really just the first major vehicle we built to ride on it. But now, as we're heading into this world of AI, the metaverse, and all sorts of connected devices, it kind of makes you wonder, right? What's going to be the next revolutionary vehicle we invent to travel on these same digital tracks?